making some noise.
We need to treat downtown just like any other neighborhood.
The dispute over when the party should be over during Stampede week. A woman shot dead by police, piecing together what happened before an officer opened fire. And a solution for plastic.
I knew that I'd put a lot of effort.
The 15-year-old with an award-winning idea.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Ian White.
Good afternoon. A Stampede showdown over noise regulations will head back to City Hall tomorrow, where some councillors want the rules reversed. Jordan Canigan is near Cowboys Park with more, and Jordan, politicians were sounding off on the rule changes this weekend.
Ian, politicians from each and every level of government taking to social media to urge the city of Calgary to rethink rule changes that it made that operators of music festivals such as Cowboys Behind Me have to follow for the Stampede and other events. Now that debate will go back to City Hall, where we could see those rules reversed. The update to the noise bylaw meant that festivals and events during the Stampede will have to end at midnight on weeknights, with quieter music for another half hour beyond that. Updated rules also limit noise by 5 decibels compared to last Stampede, but operators say the changes cut into business and could lead to job cuts. Premier Danielle Smith and Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre among those to pile on online, accusing the city of being the, quote, fun police and gatekeepers. Calgary's mayor, though, defending the noise rules.
Stampede's an exciting time. It's a busy time, and especially if you're living downtown, there's certain trade-offs that are involved with that. But we need to treat downtown just like any other neighborhood. And if you were to come blast loud music to 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the middle of a suburban neighborhood, you'd certainly have a lot of people picking up the call, and you'd want the city to respond. So this is all about fairness.
Now, Councillor Kim Tyers plans to bring forth a notice of motion to reverse those rules, to go back to the music bylaws that existed prior to February, which allows operators to have music going on weekdays until 1:30, with that 30-minute cool down time included. The notice of motion says that they have heard from operators about their concerns and questions about those changes. City Hall will be operational tomorrow, with councillors meeting at 9:30 in the morning. Ian?
Jordan, thank you. Alberta is reversing its decision to increase the price of beer. Earlier this month, the AGLC brought in new minimum prices for beer sold in bars and restaurants. A price of a 20-ounce pint of beer would increase from $3.20 to $5. But after Calgary Mayor Jeremy Farkas posted that it looks like the fun police have struck in Alberta, the province reduced the minimum beer price. Inflation is up across Canada, but it is rising even faster in Alberta. Statistics Canada says the national inflation rate hit 3.2% in May, while Alberta's rose to 3.7%. Across the country, energy prices are the big driver, with gasoline up more than 33% from a year ago. But economists say it's not just gas prices pushing Alberta's inflation above the Canadian average.
There's some additional factors for Alberta. One would be auto insurance premiums have spiked, as we noted in the report, 26% year over year. Recreation costs, some health service costs. So some odds and ends that are increasing faster than Alberta, but I think vehicle insurance premiums would be the number one factor.
Economists say if the U.S.-Iran peace deal does actually hold, inflation should begin to drop quickly. We are learning more about an interaction with Calgary police that left a woman dead. She was shot on Deerfoot Trail Sunday afternoon. Moses Waldu joins us with more details. And Moses, police say they reviewed multiple reports of a dangerous driver.
Ian, there were several calls over a 24-hour span about an erratic driver. Police say they found the suspect Sunday afternoon around Deerfoot. Now, officers say some calls came from downtown originally about a person driving the wrong way on one-way streets who was involved in multiple collisions. When officers tried to take the woman into custody on Deerfoot Sunday, police say an altercation occurred and she was shot by an officer. She was rushed to hospital where she was pronounced dead. One criminal justice professor at Mount Royal University says any investigation performed is going to be thorough with the addition of body cams.
One of the really useful pieces of evidence are going to be the body cam. Because I bet you every uniformed officer that was on the scene had a body cam on and was recording the situation. So that'll be an important thing. Then they'll have to interview. They'll be interviewing the officers. They'll be interviewing some of the witnesses. And so that takes time.
Acer will be investigating, and no name has been released. Now, there was one similar case back in Christmas of 2018 where 30-year-old Stacey Perry was killed after being shot by an officer. Now, after police tried to stop Perry for reckless driving in Inglewood, the officer in question was cleared of any wrongdoing.
Moses, thank you. A suspicious death in a Southwest park is now considered a homicide. Around 5 p.m. on Saturday, Howard Hunter was found in medical distress in Tompkins Park. Police say despite life-saving efforts, the 67-year-old died at the scene. Danny James Turkich has now been charged with manslaughter. The 68-year-old has a court appearance on Wednesday. A cyclist was killed after getting hit by an SUV on Saturday afternoon. Police believe a driver had a medical incident on Centre Street North just past 19th Avenue. His vehicle drifted onto the curb and struck a cyclist, dragging him a short distance. The cyclist, a man in his 60s, was pronounced dead at the scene. The SUV would hit another vehicle and a pedestrian before coming to a halt. The driver suffered critical injuries while the pedestrian was not seriously hurt. A motorcyclist in his 20s is dead after crashing into a home Sunday morning. Emergency crews were called to Wentworth Square Southwest shortly after 6. Police are investigating, but they say speed, alcohol, and drugs are not being considered. There's been so much rain in the Edmonton area, officials are worried about wastewater systems. The city of Edmonton and several nearby communities are dealing with localized flooding. Wastewater systems are also operating past capacity. Residents are being asked to limit showers, delay laundry, and only run dishwashers when they're full. Those living near stormwater ponds are warned to keep their distance as water levels continue to rise. And certainly some complaints in Calgary about all the water, all the rain we've had recently, but it began to brighten up in the afternoon.
It did, yeah. We had some rain. In comparison, though, they had over 100 millimeters of rain in Edmonton. So, I mean, we had that earlier as well with a whole other system. But at the end of the day, they had a lot of rain. They had nowhere for it to go in some areas because there's a lot of rain so fast. Let me show you the system. There you go. This is the system that gave us the rain as well. The core of it spinning over that Saskatchewan-Alberta border, and it's still throwing a few waves into Alberta. So we have the potential for isolated showers right up until about midnight tonight, and then we're all said and done with the system. It's 16 right now at the airport. It has been a little breezy. It will be less windy for tomorrow. But again, right up until about midnight, we have the chance of an isolated shower and the gusts out of the north up to 40 kilometers per hour. Tomorrow, though, is stunning. Lots of sunshine. We'll get to a high of 20, and it will still be a little breezy at times, but not out of the northwest like it says there. It'll be mainly out of the west. All right, that's your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. Family-owned, community-driven. Discover more at Fifth Avenue Volkswagen.
Thanks, Danielle. They're one of the least desirable aspects of summer. Next, a look at how many mosquitoes we can expect in the coming weeks. And healthcare workers speak out on allowing more private care in the province. You may not be seeing many mosquitoes right now, but the city says get ready because when the temperatures warm up, the pesky creatures will be out. The wet weather this month has become an ideal breeding ground for mosquitoes to lay their eggs. To date, the critters have not been very visible, with the city saying the numbers are lower than average. That's due to cooler temperatures, including overnight lows, killing off their eggs. The city does not expect a record year for mosquitoes at this point, but more rain and a quick warm-up of temperatures could change that. Currently, about 10 to 15 mosquitoes are being found in city traps, compared to the average of 50 at this time of year.
think what we can say for right now is that we can't know for sure, but we're not expecting there to be like a ton more mosquitoes in July than we see on average. And I think we're still going to hit that like kind of average trend of getting the more mosquitoes as we move into July and things start to warm up.
The University of Calgary has set up 4 stations in local parks asking Calgarians to trap and kill mosquitoes and send them off for analysis and research. Last year, 200 Calgarians participated, capturing 250 mosquitoes. A very, very small sampling of the many, many
millions
skitters that are out there.
Yes.
You used the word stunning earlier. I like that.
Yeah, stunning day for tomorrow, especially considering, I mean, the weekend we had some hail. That's for sure. Not sure if you saw that out there. Lots of people did in the city and outside of the city. And we had some rainfall. We also had not as much rain as expected for Father's Day. So that's some good news. We were able to do a few more things than anticipated. This system really drove a lot of rain into central Alberta. And now it's tracking mainly off to the east, but we're not fully done with it yet. All right, it's 16 right now in the city, 17 down in Lethbridge, 16 in Medicine Hat. These are temperatures well below normal for this time of year. We'll get closer to normal, which is around 21, 22 in the city. So we'll get closer to that for tomorrow. 57 was our max gust today. That graphic I showed you earlier had a bit of an error on it saying we're going to have 60 kilometer per hour gusts tomorrow. That is not the case. Tomorrow we're looking at this dropping down to 30, 40 kilometer per hour gusts. That goes for Brooks and Drumheller, and it should calm down quite a bit in the far south as well. Here's a look at the system, and you can see that counterclockwise spin. This is the core right here now, just making its way off into Saskatchewan, but it's a large system. It's created a little bit of upsloping in some cases as well. So that's just enhancing rainfall for some communities. And this drove a lot of rainfall into Edmonton. Again, 102 millimeters of rain over the weekend. This, you can see, is still creating pockets. So we have the potential of these isolated showers. We're not seeing anything really right now in the city. There may be a little bit in the west end, but it's very isolated, it's very brief, and that's the potential up until about midnight. By midnight, though, this is what happens. This really clears out. We'll likely hang on to some cloud cover throughout parts of the overnight hours, but then mainly sunny for tomorrow. Tomorrow's calm. We have a ridge of high pressure building in. Temperatures will be able to build, and this ridge of high pressure is here for 3 whole days, which is good. Enjoy the sunshine while it's here, because by the weekend, it's another big system that rolls in, bringing us some more rain. So yeah, as I play through these next couple days, not a whole lot to talk about. On Wednesday, there will be some development that will try and get going because of the system that's in BC, but it's so stable that it will just fizzle out before it gets here. So we don't really have to worry about any active weather for the next 3 days. Mainly sunny skies, calmer winds, 20 degrees. As our daytime high, check out Wednesday, 22, Thursday, 23. Later in the day on Thursday, some clouds will start to build in, and that's ahead of a system. The winds will start to pick up later on Thursday as well. That's ahead of a system that will impact us for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, giving significant rain. It will drop our temperatures into the teens for the weekend, and we're looking at 10 to 15 millimeters of rain on Saturday, likely on Sunday too. We will continue to keep you posted.
A healthcare union is speaking out against Alberta's plan to let doctors work in private healthcare alongside the public healthcare system. The Health Sciences Association of Alberta says the policy will take workers out of the public healthcare system and risk depleting an already stretched workforce. It says it will not shorten wait times for most Albertans and may even lead to canceled surgeries and more delays. The HSAA represents a variety of workers in public health care, including diagnostic imaging technologists, anesthesia assistants, and surgical technologists. The Alberta government is pausing its new payment plan that would impact integrated fire EMS operators. This spring, the province told 7 municipalities it's setting a new, lower benchmark price for ambulance services. Municipalities wanting to continue training firefighters to also act as paramedics would have to pay the difference. In a social media post today, Adriana LaGrange says she's directed EHS Alberta to halt the strategy. LaGrange says communities need more time and support to ensure emergency services are there when Albertans need them most. She'll be performing in her hometown at the Stampede.
But that's just a tea time.
Still to come, checking in with country artist Alex Hughes ahead of her Coca-Cola stage show. Tech stocks take a hit to open the week. Joining me is Liana Wachniak, investment advisor with the Popowich Karmali Advisory Group. And Liana, concerns about artificial intelligence weighed on the tech stocks today.
That's right, and that forced a lot of the big mega cap stocks or hyperscalers to sell off today. We saw shares like Alphabet, Google, which is Google's parent company, Meta, and Microsoft all trade down today. We also saw SpaceX sell off about 16% over the course of the day today, and that's really just on concerns about how much money these companies are spending in the AI infrastructure space. Now, there were some benefactors of that particular spending, and one of those were kind of leading the charge in the opposite direction today. Micron Technologies saw a new high today after they announced an agreement to supply Anthropic with some more chips for their particular usage. So a bit of a mixed day on the tech front, and that's really what drove a lot of the trading today, but definitely an interesting one to continue to watch.
And as we mentioned earlier, inflation in May comes in higher than expected.
That's right, and it's up about 3.2% year over year, and higher here in Alberta, 3.7% year over year as a local inflation rate. And a lot of that is being driven, of course, by gasoline prices. But that's not the only thing that's driving higher inflation. Some of that gasoline price is starting to trickle into other items, particularly fresh fruits and vegetables. Those remain one of the high points of inflation across the board, and we're actually seeing it remain in inflated food prices generally. Those continue to be higher than headline inflation for the 16th consecutive month. There was one bright spot in terms of shelter costs. That is a big portion of CPI. Those actually decelerated a little bit for the month, but still inflation pretty sticky there given the overall energy cost.
Liana, thanks for the update.
Thank you.
If you think you're familiar with McDonald's restaurants, you might want to check out a new one on the way to Tsuut'ina Nation. Groundbreaking is underway for the new location at Buffalo Run. It's a collaboration between the company and Tsuut'ina Nation and is guided by the Cultural Advisory Working Group. It will ensure Tsuut'ina heritage, values, and vision are embedded in the location through the use of art and design. This will be the first McDonald's anywhere to take these steps. It's set to open at the end of the year. A Stampede showdown over noise regulations. Here's Tara Nelson with a look ahead to CTV News at 6.
Hi, Ian. Back in February, the city advised Stampede venues that weekday concerts must end at midnight. With days to go before the start of Stampede, there's been public pushback. Some councillors now think the rules should be reversed. Coming up at 6, we'll have a reaction from residents who live in the area. Also ahead, it was an all-Canadian referee team at the World Cup today. Coming up, the Alberta connection to this milestone moment. Ian.
Thanks, Tara.
Trading this a little black dress for those light wash 501s.
That's Alex Hughes' new single, Take Me Home. Just last week, the Calgary artist released her new album at the King Eddie in Calgary, and you can see her at the Coca-Cola stage at the Calgary Stampede on Sunday, July 5th. And joining me is Alex Hughes. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me today, Ian. I'm so excited to be here.
Now, you have performed at the Calgary Stampede before. A few years ago, you were at Nashville North. This time, you're at the Coke stage. What are you expecting there?
You know what? As a born and raised Calgarian, I'm so excited to play the Coke stage. It'll be on Family Day, so I think it's free entry till about noon. So I'm expecting a big crowd, which I'm so excited for. It's such an honor to get to play a big stage like that, and especially in your hometown.
Now, this may surprise a lot of people, but I understand you have Filipino and South Asian heritage. Tell us about that.
I do, yeah. So on my mom's side, my mom's mixed. So my grandparents immigrated here from India, actually. So my papa on my mom's side is East Indian.
And then her mom was mixed Filipino and Spanish. So we have lots of culture and lots of music in our family.
So does that Indian and Filipino blend ever enter your music?
You know, it absolutely does. I think that all the different styles of music that I grew up listening to have definitely found their way into my country music for sure.
And to see my extended interview with Alex Hughes, visit ctvnewscalgary.ca. Well, the middle of the work week looks pretty good. We've got lots of sunshine ahead. Right now, though, in Calgary, it's mostly cloudy and 16. Danielle has all the details coming up. Danielle, if anyone has the opportunity to get outside during the work week, it looks really good for them.
Yes, like I'm taking the day off tomorrow,
Good for you.
example. If you can do that, or enjoy the morning or something, because yes, we have really nice weather in the forecast for 3 days. 16 degrees is your current temperature. Also, that has been our daytime high, which is, of course, well below the normal of 21. But hey, we'll be at normal around for the next few days and above it for Wednesday and Thursday for sure. Okay, so ridge of high pressure building in. Lots of sunshine, mainly sunny for Tuesday and Wednesday. And then by Thursday, later in the day, the winds will start to pick up. Clouds will start to roll in because we have another system on the way that will deliver a lot of rainfall for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So enjoy the sunshine while we have it.
Thanks, Danielle. A Calgary grade 9 student has been named one of the top 10 young scientists in Canada for her age group. Gayatri Sakarkar is 15 years old and developed an alternative to biodegradable plastic that's used in agriculture. She came up with a product that's made from waste items like orange and pineapple peels. Sakarkar says even biodegradable plastic releases toxins when it breaks down. But what she came up with releases sugars into the soil that actually improves crop yields for farmers. Sakarkar won multiple awards at the Canada-wide Science Fair.
I knew that I put like a lot of effort, but after I went to nationals, the competition there and looking at other people's projects was very intimidating, and I did not think I would place first in my category or even get a You Can Innovate Grand Award.
And Sakarkar says she still has more testing to do on her project and one day hopes to develop it on an industrial scale to see how it performs. Just a note that FIFA World Cup coverage is preempting our news tomorrow evening. Our local news is available anytime online at ctvnewscalgary.ca. So we'll see you here on Wednesday, now the early edition of the CTV National News.